So our next speaker works at the coalface of changing stories with art and creativity for personal and community healing. And so I'm so delighted to welcome Renee from the Resilience Project to talk about their important works. Welcome, Renee.
Hello, and thank you all of everybody here. It's a real honor to be here today, and I just want to share my regards to everyone here. I would like to start with the song, if that's all right, just because of part of my own healing and the impacts that art and music has had on my own transformation and the transformation of the community in which I represent. Davy, oh Davy, Davy, oh Davy, Davy, oh Davy. Thank you guys. Singing that song has significance to me as a survivor of sexual violence and sexual assault. I was unable to sing for 3 years, and the power that music and art has had in my own life really resonates in terms of everything I do. And I just want to share initially my organization that I founded in 2017 is really founded as an offering to our earth, an offering to the sacredness that is within each one of us. So I just bow to that sacredness in each of you. And I'm really excited to share a bit about my organization and how it is changing lives. So I am part of a dynamic organization called the Resilience Project. And the Resilience Project really celebrates the triumph of the human spirit. And that triumph of the human spirit is illustrated in various ways for survivors of sexual violence and sexual assault. We use art therapy, music therapy, wilderness therapy, and we plant trees in order to honor survivors. So just a little bit more about the work we do. And again, to start off with acknowledgements, I really want to acknowledge the earth to which we are all a part of. I want to acknowledge the soil, the air, the elements, all of the things that have allowed us to be and allow us to flourish. I want to acknowledge each of you here and the light that is within each of us. And I just want us to all, as we're here collectively, thinking about ways and solutions for the many crises on our planet, to remember that the solutions are already inside of us and that this rediscovery is part of our birthright. And so just a little bit about my own process of rediscovery through my face of trauma. So I founded the Resilience Project in 2017, and it really was a way to give back in terms of all of the things that have given me opportunity throughout my life. When I was in college, my second year of college, I became a survivor of sexual violence, and that experience really changed who I was and who I am. I was able to go to a dark part of myself and emerge. And then not only to emerge, but also to help with others as they turn their pain into medicine. The Resilience Project does several endeavors in terms of helping survivors of sexual violence and sexual assault with terms of crisis, making sure that there's casework management for survivors, along with providing on-the-ground art therapy, music therapy, and just allowing for survivors to reclaim their stories and to reclaim their sense of voice after trauma. Our vision is to live in a world where body autonomy is respected to the full individual, is cherished and held in the face of their trauma. We live in a world where there are diverse and robust accessible resources to treat trauma and symptoms, and a world that we create and cultivate with our programming. And so one of the things that we do at the Resilience Project is we do a very beautiful thing called the Murals of Resilience, We paint murals throughout where we're based in Tucson, Arizona, but these murals are more than just art. They also embed QR codes that have community resources related to self-care. Also, we have medicine in terms of medicine songs within our murals. So we really embed healing inside of our murals themselves. And that's part of our vision for collective healing for our communities, as well as self-expression for our artists. Our mission with the Resilience Project is, as a research-based organization, to use art to invigorate the sense of triumph in individuals who identify as survivors of sexual assault. It is our sincere hope to create change in our community through our scholarship, music, and art programs. And we hope to encourage the presence of diverse services directed to the prevention and for the postvention of those who experience sexual assault or sexual violence in persistence after their trauma. One of the ways that we are doing this is this fabulous thing called our Trees for Triumph. And we actually plant trees on 5 major continents. Each of these trees are dedicated to the healing of survivors. So survivors are given a tree, and a tree is growing along with their own healing. We have planted over hundreds of trees so far, and it's something that we're really proud of as we are regreening the earth, working in agroforestry projects, and also helping survivors with their own healing. Another way that we are giving back to our communities is through the Murals of Resilience program, and that is, again, using survivor-created art to amplify voices within the community. These murals are embedded again with QR codes, which consist of medicine songs, poetry, and art that is produced from survivors. Here goes an example of some of the survivor-based work that is produced. Each year we have a scholarship program, and this scholarship program is an art-based program that we go through different universities. These universities and students are able to submit their art confidentially and receive a scholarship reward, along with being featured in the Mural of Resilience for each of the calendar year. We also have some really neat programming. So we do wildlife therapy, music and vibrational therapy, and art therapy. And we encompass all of this with Persephone's Promise. This is an app that is for survivors. And so it's a one-stop shop for survivors based on resources that are psychological, that are medical, or that are just intrinsic to being a survivor, crisis lines, and so forth. So we really take into account immediate cares and then also ancillary cares that is going to be a result from a sexual violence encounter. And so as a person who has gone through sexual violence and sexual assault, I'm not sponsored by any large organization, or I'm not sponsored by any particular university. This organization really is a heart-led organization. It comes from my heart, and it's impacted so many so far. And it's just such a huge honor to be here and to be able to share the beauty and the grace that comes from healing. And as we're here together, I would be amiss not to share one more thing with you guys as I'm wrapping up my just kind of description of the organization. I would love to have an opportunity to read from this book. It's called Her Grace, Only Her Grace. It is a book from my path, and it's called The Chandi. This is a meditation on Bhuvashwari, the Divine Mother. Om Bala Vidra Yuta Midya Krityam Tangya Kacham Nayan Tradyam Yukjam Maspra Mukhi Vardam Kasi Pata Bisa Kraram Prajne Bhuta Sim. And it translates as this: I absorb myself in deep meditation on Bhuvashwari, the ruler of the universe. She is full of effulgence, like the rising sun, the moon that appears on her crest jewel. It has heavy and well-formed breast, 3 eyes, and a smiling countenance. In her 4 hands is the weapons of a hook and a noose. One hand is a gesture of blessing, and another is assurance for freedom of fear. And I wish to send that love to each of you guys, the freedom of fear and the freedom to be able to have radical self-acceptance, as we are all on this healing journey together and transforming our beautiful planet to which we all live and share. I bow to each of you, and I thank you for sharing time with me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you for sharing your heart, as well as the important transformational healing work that you're doing and the lives that you're touching, turning challenge into new growth and reinforcing the role of creative energy in healing. And that's so important in a world where we are seeing so many stories of trauma right now.